Boom. Alrighty. I'll jump into the voice chat in the smoking room, which someone has joined the Discord. So if that is Ariana, it doesn't say Ariana Vickers. It's just someone's jumped into the Discord. So
breaking news, breaking news.
What?
They're making a Alice in Wonderland spin-off animated about the Hatter.
Oh, they're making a Mad Hatter animated spin-off? Okay. So we're lucky. Oh, 1 second. We'll bring you into it. There you go. Is that working?
Okay, I think I got it.
Yep.
I am so hopelessly boomer that it's a little hard
coming
for me to figure out.
It's coming through
Okay.
clear. So in your words, best way of asking is what happened from your point of view?
Okay, where I'm kind of stuck right now is, unlike Matt, I would really rather not spread all of the drama that happened in our family. And
it's already out there.
Honestly,
obviously,
a lot of it because
a lot of it's
quite honestly a lot of it because it's really bad.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, it is. But it's like the drama's obviously already out there because of what happened. Which was that to do with you not being on medication then?
No, that is incorrect. I will correct because that is an accusation against me that is not true.
Okay.
As I said, I have a letter from my doctor that was actually submitted as part of evidence to the court that I have never not taken my medication. I have never not complied with treatment.
Okay. So you did talk with Ralph. So you did communicate with Ralph when it came to all this situation.
To some degree, because again, Faith asked the court, said, "Court, please, Ralph is so abusive when he talks to me. I want my mom to talk to him instead." The problem occurred because Faith thought that the mediator position should be an opportunity for me to attack Ralph. And I get why probably a lot of people are like, hell yeah, you should have used it to attack Ralph. The problem
it's not even using it to attack Ralph. Ariana, I think I've even got emails of you like laughing and having a small like your own personal giggle to the fact of like when it came to Ralph, obviously, because I mean, let's be real, when it comes to your parenting app and the whole parenting app and communicating with Ralph, and this is just because it's the court order, the only update that Ralph really needs is to just know once a week that his son's doing fine. It's not like he sees him anyway. So that is just a thing that you had to have. And
what you haven't seen is you haven't seen the messages Faith sent to Ralph.
Right, okay.
Faith is the one that went to Ralph with the accusation against Matt.
Huh?
So that's part of what this whole problem is here, is that I did not go to Ralph about any accusations. That was my daughter.
But this doesn't make sense because obviously your daughter's also got a restraining order against you now, right? As did Matt.
No, that is wrong. That's wrong. No, what there is in place is a mutual stay away order.
Yeah, a mutual stay away. A mutual stay away, which your son and your daughter were the ones who.
She is just as restricted as I am by that order.
Yeah, I know, but that's just like listen, Ralph, listen to me. The mutual order. I know, but who initiated the mutual order?
She did. What does that have to do with anything?
Because she's the one who wanted to put this in law to make it so that you stay away, essentially. Even if it's mutual, it doesn't matter. That's sometimes the best agreement you can have to stay away from somebody who's mutual. I've seen Ralph have this with Adrian Zera, one of his exes, as well. I think just before Faith.
It is not. But it's wrong that it's a restraining order. It is not.
I agree. It's not a restraining order. It's a mutual stay away order where you have to stay away, which was initiated by your daughter against you, which is what confuses me with this. And even your ex, obviously, Matt's in the chat right now, and he's like,
I never got to present to the court my evidence that Faith was absolutely wrong in asking for the order. Do you know why I did that? Do you know why I agreed to an order that was a mutual stay away? It was because I did not want to drag that girl into a trial where she had to empty out publicly on the record all of the horrible things that have happened in our family. Do you think that that's a good parenting thing?
No,
is
that's
to
not
drag my children through a trial so they can talk about the sex life of their parents?
I mean, I think it's already bad enough that they've had to take you, had to do a mutual stay away order on you based on what's happened initially before that.
You don't know what happened.
I mean, to be fair, I've been told by Faith her story as well.
Okay, that's great.
And obviously your son. Is it your son's wife or your son's partner as well? Who's
been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder.
Again, it's not just your daughter though. So it's your daughter. There's your son who's involved in this. Obviously, there's your ex-husband,
yes.
And then and this is the thing. It's not just Faith here,
right.
and this is
divorces with narcissists. Go read about a divorce with a narcissist, and
right,
you will see exactly what my divorce with Matt.
So you've got Matt. So again, you've got Matt there. Okay, let's say Matt's a narcissist, and let's say the BPD is Faith. What about Evan? Ethan.
Ethan, that was all based on his schizophrenic girlfriend at the time.
His schizophrenic girlfriend at the time.
My mother was present for those events. My mother knows that is not what happened. It was me. It was his schizophrenic girlfriend, and it was my mother. And what she says I said, I never said. Now, it's possible that she misheard. I'm giving her that benefit of the doubt. But that girl is also schizophrenic. And I do not believe is a reliable witness or accountant of history.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. So from my point of view, and obviously everyone else's perspective, they're just going to see Matt. Obviously, they're going to see Faith. They're going to see obviously Ethan. These are obviously your two kids, and then obviously they're going to see Ethan's missing wife, is it as well, who's also involved in this. And I'm just like, and you're just like, oh yeah, well she's just schizophrenic. It's so ex-girlfriend, is it?
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So but he's continued to keep that mutual stay away in place.
Neither of us have changed it. Now, for that matter, though, Ethan has had no problem taking money from me.
Sorry, so wait. So let's get it. So Ethan's ex, the schizophrenic who made this happen, isn't in the picture anymore, but he's not gone, let's get rid of this mutual stay away that he only put in place because of that. Of course, even though, because I know obviously he's
terrified of me. He took my money. Remember that.
Say again, sorry.
Keep in mind that he's so terrified of me that he took my money from me.
Does that mean you sent him some money, or does that mean he's asked you for money?
Yeah. No, that means I gave him money.
So that means you gave him money and he's just had money off you. I mean, sometimes that's the quieter option instead of having the argument where he has to give it back to you. So, I mean, if you're going to send someone money, you're just sending them someone money.
No, what do you mean give it back to me? No, it was a gift.
Yeah, exactly. So by law, it constitutes a gift. I mean, we can't even, while we're discussing this, like you sent your son money.
Well,
like
yeah, that's because that was a violation.
But again, he's got a mutual stay away with you. And again, him receiving money from you, if you sent that to him, that's just him receiving money off you. I mean, if he was going to go and take this to court and go, oh well, we've got a mutual stay away, and I know if you're telling me that you're telling me you've done a violation of the court order, but you don't want to take your kids through court, well, he probably doesn't want to go through court, does he? So why would he do that to himself?
Well, yeah, but he violated the order too. That's
right.
The point.
Okay. How did he violate the order? What, by receiving money?
Yes. Because he made contact with me.
So he made contact with you to receive money off you.
Yep.
Okay. What's that? Any more that after the order was for gas? Is that right? Is it gas money? That's what Matt's saying.
No, it wasn't just for gas money. It wasn't just for that.
Okay.
It's because I am not quite sure how unclear it could possibly be to anybody who knows what a narcissist actually is. How they manipulate.
Am I wrong to say that? Did you turn
them, including children, in a divorce?
Did you turn up to one of the court hearings with Ralph, or did he turn up to one of yours? I feel like I heard that.
Yeah, I turned up. You know why? So I could ask to be removed as mediator.
Right. Okay.
So I wouldn't have to talk to him again.
Okay. Fair enough. I can understand that.
And you're more than welcome to look. I think I still have a copy of the order too, or when the judge said yes, you're now officially removed as court-ordered mediator.
Oh, sorry, Matt's saying that you paid him for gas, so the money you sent him was for gas. That was not the only thing. Okay. Nope. Again, Matt's a liar. I'm sorry. You know. Again, I don't want to get into all the accusations against him. No, it's not just that. Again, it's not. So from my point of view, I've not just heard one story. Like, I've heard this from Faith. I've heard it from Matt. There's no, like, I've heard the same story. It's not like, and also from me, I've heard it from Ethan too. And it's like,
and do you want to hear the story from my mother, from my best friend?
Again, that's why I brought you on today. If you want to tell your side of the story, it's fine. But you said you didn't want to drag the drama up, but it's only going to come up when we ask questions based on what we've been told.
Well, I told you guys right at the beginning the basic outline of what happened to cause the divorce. And you got on and you basically said, "Oh, no, it doesn't matter what Ariana said. She's a fucking liar."
So what do you say caused a divorce?
Because he stole a bunch of money from our clients and lied to me for 18 months about it. He admitted it to me on the day that we brought my mother home from having her knee replaced.
Oh, okay. Well, again, that's only an accusation that I think that Matt would be able to respond to, obviously, because I can't say anything on that. This, like I say, just out of left field. What am I supposed to do with that?
So no, that's the truth, Cog. That is the truth.
Is Ralph lying when he said under oath that you told him that Matt had raped you?
That was because Faith went to him and told him about the accusation first.
So Faith was the one who told Ralph about the accusation you had against Matt. Right.
Yep.
So this is. I mean, the fact that obviously when I speak to Faith, she doesn't really communicate with him, even when it comes to the parenting app. It's just to say, Xander's okay, like once a week or something, because she just has to do that as a court-ordered update. I don't understand why she's obviously got Aya's eye there, and so why she's got a fella there, obviously, with it. I just find it really weird that she's still messaging Ralph and investing in him and telling him about the drama. I just don't feel that, because I know the bullshit that's already going on, the chaos and stuff like that with it.
I do not know if that is what is currently happening, because I'm not involved in it. So I don't know if maybe that's currently all she is doing. But at the time, no, that was not all she was doing.
Again, like I say, the only thing I've ever heard is that. And again, when it came down to Ralph never said that he heard this from Faith. He said he heard it from you.
Yes, no, yes, he did. He heard it from her first.
Right, but Ralph said he heard it from you. Ralph, I don't know how many clips I've got of Ralph talking about how it's you he's talking to, how it's you're the person that he's speaking to about this, how you're the one who told him about these accusations, how you're the one who's been reaching out to him with emails. At no point did Ralph, why would Ralph, no, you got to understand, why would Ralph not be bragging about the stuff that he's hearing? He would be shitting on Matt going, "I got this from your daughter, bitch. That's right. She's talking to me again." Like, we know how Ralph is. That's a W to him. If Faith is the one reaching out to shit on Matt, are you kidding me? He would have pointed this out immediately. He would have turned around in a show and said, "No, it's Faith who said this. It's not Ariana." He was the one selling to everyone that it was his wife, it was his ex-wife, it was Ariana, it was you, right? This is what Ralph has said to us. So for you to now say that it's Faith, when obviously it would be Ralph parading that, and you know that just as much as I do, that Ralph would parade that. This is insane to hear.
Okay, all right. Then let me explain to you how that sequence of events occurred. She talked to him. She told him. She said, "Hey, Ralph, I just want to let you know this is what it has occurred. So I just want you to know if you talk to my mom," because at the time I was still the court-ordered mediator. And so he contacted me,
I understand.
I'm the court-ordered mediator, and he says to me, "Your daughter told me that this is true. Is that true?" That is what happened, Cog.
Right. Again,
if anybody in our personal life, you would know that I'm the one that's honest. You would know.
Do you have a copy of that message from? Do you have a message from Ralph that says that? Do you have that actual message?
I'm not sharing DMs and pictures of messages.
It's a single message. It's a single message from Ralph that I'm asking for that specifically says that Faith said this to him and inquiring from you what happened.
It does not matter. It does not matter. That was part of my court-ordered mediator duties. I am not going to violate the mediator duties to where I can be taken to court for violating those orders.
Again, it's one message between you and Ralph. It's nothing to do with Faith or anyone else. It's between you and Ralph.
No, it was part of my court-ordered mediator duties to talk to him for Faith and back and forth. Right. That was literally what the court ordered. I am not going to release messages that are part of that court-ordered duties. That's crazy. So now turn around and immediately go to the court. It's not part of your court,
but it's not part of your court order, Judy, Ariana, to sit there and invest in Ralph on your fucking relationship and break up with Matt because he heard something maybe off Faith, maybe. But you did, according to you.
No.
So he's never heard this from you. So again, Ralph paraded to everyone that he heard this from you, but he's never heard this from you. He heard this from Faith.
He did not hear it from me first, Cog.
But then he heard it from you. I don't know, but you're telling me that you did eventually. So you did eventually end up talking to Ralph. Was this just during part of the mediation thing that was court ordered, or was it outside of that?
Yes, because of the mediator thing. No, it was part of the mediator thing. I was in regular contact with him because I had to deal with setting up or assisting in setting up the visitation between the two. He calls me. We're talking about the mediation and getting custody.
Ariana, I'm going to be honest with you. I would love for you to. I can confirm this as best as I can, and all I can say to you is, if you send me privately, I won't even make it fucking public, right? I know people will trust me on the basis that I will not lie about this. I mean, fucking hell, I'd have to go completely against Vickers, right? And I will just go with what's real. If you can show me privately in a DM a screenshot of Ralph saying that Faith said this to him, that's all it is. And then I can see that that's actually happened, that Ralph has said, Faith said this to me, is it true? And then if you've had to divulge after that, then Faith must have said something, I guess, for Ralph to admit that's the initial point we're looking at here. And you don't have to make this public. You're already here talking about it. You're already talking about it here on the fucking show very publicly. And I'm just saying evidence needs to be seen. And if you don't want to show it publicly, you can at least show it to me privately, and I can confirm that for the audience and for everyone who's here to hear this.
All I can say is right now, I would have to seriously think about that because, again, you got to understand that Matt, because he wanted to be a lawyer and failed the LSAT, does everything possible to go to court over everything. So you're asking me to step across a line, whether it's public or private.
Again, I'm not. Again, if you sent it to me private, if you sent this to me privately, he'd have to literally get me to show him that I'd done this, right? I can only confirm that something's happened. But if he then goes, oh, this is because it was confirmed or something, I think everyone here would hunt him down. Let alone like him having to deal with fucking you in court. Do you know what I mean? It's just. I mean, you've got a lot of excuses for this, and I get it, but it just becomes asinine at a certain point.
I just told you exactly what happened. It's not.
No. I mean, every time we work our way to the ends of this, it becomes like, well, Faith said this, and how do you know? Because Ralph sent the message saying that she said it first. Can we see that message? No, you can't. Okay, right. What about with the? And we've done this at least 3 times now in this conversation where we've got to a point where like I've said, how is it not Evan? And how is it not Ethan and stuff like that? And then you said it's his schizophrenic girlfriend, and it's like, okay, so everyone's crazy in this situation, right? And you weren't crazy, it was just everyone else in this situation.
That's because you haven't talked to the people that are on the other side of this. For somebody who seeks the truth, you should be seeking the truth from both sides. You're on my show.
You're on my show. I'm asking you the questions. I'm seeking the truth, and you're denying it from me. You're literally saying, I'm not even going to show you this privately.
No, I'm not. Then,
you said a lot of stuff. I've had you on the show. I'm letting you speak about this. I'm letting you say whatever you want. You're even saying stuff about stuff that I don't even know about. So I'm just letting it be said, right? I'm not here to argue. That's why I brought you on the show. This is me seeking the truth. And that's why I'm asking you, that thing you said where you said Ralph has came to you saying that Faith said this. Now, the fact that we haven't heard, as the people who literally sit here and you know this, paying attention to Ralph, we haven't even heard a peep of him saying, oh yeah, it was Faith that sent this to me, because that would be a brag. That would be a W4, and we would have heard about that for weeks. He would have been saying it on his Twitter and on his fucking show, just like he was bragging that he'd heard it all from fucking you to shit all over Vickers.
Okay, listen to me. if you can get Faith to publicly allow me to show those DMs, then, or not publicly show them, but show them to you. If you can get Faith to somehow confirm to me that she's giving me permission to show those messages, which she should be happy to do, right?
Right.
Because there's nothing there. She didn't do
Fair
it.
Enough.
So then get her to agree.
I can do that. I can ask.
Don't you think that would be a better thing for a mother to do, is get permission from her daughter to share her messages, especially under the context?
Again, from my point of view, you're already on here saying quite a lot about your daughter anyway. Just proving this just is like minimal.
Not really. Are you kidding?
One second. So you want me to ask her? One second. Your mum. So she says she needs permission. 1 second. Permission to show messages Ralph sent to her saying that you told him about your mum accusing.
Well, and the copy of the message that she sent to him.
And a copy of the message you sent to Ralph. So I'm asking. Okay, this all I'll find out.
I know. Okay.
I'm not here to not seek the truth. I'm asking questions. I don't know anything that's happened. I've heard from Vickers, and when I saw yours, and I'm just seeing, obviously, I see your daughter, I see your son, and I see your husband, and I'm like, how have all these people come to the same conclusion? Like in that moment in time, it's not like one person took your side. Your mum did, yeah, no, but your mum's gonna take your side, of course she is, right? Fuck.
Yeah, she's not the only one. That's the thing. There are other people that know the truth, that haven't spoken out because they don't want to get in the middle of this. And you do realize this all started because
she doesn't even know what you're talking. She doesn't even know what you're talking about.
She's trying to tell you that I still liked your show. I didn't want all of this family drama to, it's bad enough how much I've lost because of what Matt did.
Oh God! See, just by asking me to so you can't actually instruct me to contact her to ask that question, which would also be a break in the order. This is just crazy.
So you were the truth, but now you're going to defend the fact that
this is what she said. I'm just saying that's what she said to me. I don't give a fuck either way. Oh my gosh. Okay,
well then don't ask me to show you something that is that she wants to go running to court now and say it's for contempt.
Because from her point of view, she just wants. I'm not going to lie. Look, Ariana, you turned up in the show randomly today, a random show about fucking Josh Moon, right? You've turned up in a random show today in the chat. You've obviously donated. You've obviously got attention. And I brought you, I brought you onto the show to talk about this. And you could have said no because of all this sort of stuff, but whatever. And we would have been like, well, I guess this will be in the future. It's talked about at some point, right? I have no idea. But all these orders in place again, and it's a mutual order, so it's both of you, right? So. Yep. Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm trying to say.
She's got no idea what you're talking about with the Ralph messages where my mom accuses him of rape.
Do I have permission to release them then? She doesn't know what they are, then give me permission to release it. It's because she knows exactly what's in there. And she's hiding because that's what Faith does when she gets threatened. She hides behind people.
I mean, to be fair, it's just, the fact you've even turned up today when the order's all still in place is crazy. But again, I don't really give a shit personally. It's just that's how some people are going to see this. So you've got to realize that too, right?
Yeah, because I should have just sat back and let Matt lie about me.
I mean, it's not lying about you. No one's fucking talking about you. Like, do you know what I mean? No one's talking. No, again, I'm interested in the truth. When you can talk about this, I don't mind talking about it. When it would have been okay to do, I didn't know this shit. I don't know what your full order is. All I know is that I didn't even know it was a mutual. See, I thought it was a fucking restraint, so it's a mutual between you. And I guess it's the same with Ethan.
And again, to you.
Yeah, again, but it's not lied to. It's not lied to. It's me. It's my misunderstanding of the words. They probably have told me it's a mutual. I've not even seen it like that. A mutual that they've initiated. A mutual that they initiated.
I've seen some of Faith's messages, and she refers to it as a restraining order, and it is not. So I don't know if somebody else lied to her about what it is. I don't know if she's intentionally lying about it or she's confused. I have no clue, but that is not true. So I was trying to give you the truth, Cog.
No, but again, I tried to help you do this. You didn't have to show any messages from Faith, because it would have been a private. You could have just shown me Ralph's message without Faith, with Ralph just saying, Faith has said this. Like, basically, if he said, Faith has said this, you've said this about Vickers, right? If he said that in a message, that's just Ralph's message, which you have no issue with sharing a Ralph message.
Well, again, it's still under the court order, A, and B.
But that's nothing to do with
context around it.
This is
because I know you're going to look at it and say, this doesn't show that.
I'm not. I hear what you're saying to me. You're telling. It's not that I'm saying you're lying to me. I'm just saying I can't prove this. Do you know what I mean? I'm just hearing you. I've got your testimony, and then I've got fucking 3 other people's testimony, technically 4, right? Who have said, and do you know what I mean? And it's not that I'm not listening. It's not that I'm not listening to you. It's not that I'm not listening to you. I'm just going to be direct with you. I'm not going to sit here and go, whoa, that's crazy what you're saying and stuff like that, because it is.
For stealing from one of our customers. That's the one that you're telling me his honesty stacks up against mine. That he stole from
again. This is something we've Ariana, this is something we've heard from you today. I've not.
You want to know why? Because I'm not a fucking liar.
But Ariana, this proof he stole, like I may say in the chat, where does that come from? We don't even know where that comes from. Like, that's, you say, oh, why are you going to trust someone who steals? But that's something we've heard from you today. Do you know what I mean? That's what we heard from you today on the show.
It's a public lawsuit in Placer County, California. Look up his name.
And what? And this is for stealing from his own customers?
Yes.
Right, but doesn't he have that
and
whole?
He admitted to me that he did it. That's why I left, because I don't support dishonesty.
Look, there's certain things that I don't want to talk about, right? Because I also know another situation that was going on, which included his brother and stuff like that, which was also going on as well.
Yeah.
Right. So again, when I think about that, I'm like, was it him, or are we talking about his brother who did this?
Cool. No, his brother did not steal that money. That was him. I left because he told me he did it.
Right. Everything he said. No, because what I'm going to be Ariana, you've got to hear me out. Ariana, you've got to hear me out, right? You can't come on here and say that Matthew Vickers is a liar, but then he told you the truth, right? That he totally stole, because according to this, but it's not what I heard. I've heard. Yeah, no, but I've obviously heard about about the other person being the culprit of that, not him. So, do you know what I mean? So when I've heard,
oh my God, he blamed it all on his brother.
I mean,
I paid one of the clients back with my money after I left.
Again, that's on you, really, isn't it? Just like this, it's nothing here. Nothing here tells me. I mean, it's your testimony that he said that, and I'm listening to you that you said that he has said that he stole this stuff. It's his testimony. That's the reason why you left and stuff like that. But from, again, testimony of everyone else, because of that kind of freak out moment that happened. Again, also this was the night with Evan's ex was there and stuff like that as well. Ethan's ex was there as well. And that's that night when everything went a bit crazy there.
I never said what that schizophrenic said. I said my mom was sitting right there. My mom would have come unglued on me if I had said that.
Right.
And the thing is they know it.
And this is, again, from our point of view, I'm here for you. Like, I'm here to listen to this. I'm here to, from my point of view, I just have you both on the show and you could fucking deal it out. That's how I deal with this, right? So you've got to understand, I will hear both stories of this, and I'm not going to say no to you, and I'm not going to say no to them in trying to understand this whole situation, because obviously I can understand it to an extent, but honestly, from everything that I've seen, and obviously it's just the stuff, there's a lot from my point of view that's weighing against you. And even though you've come with stuff today, which is a lot of new stuff and information for people to hear about, there's still a lot of, from my point of view, there's still a lot of holes, and people are still, there's still information that you can't even show, right? And you've said this because court orders, this, that, and the other, whatever, but there's a lot of stuff you can't even show.
Yeah, Faith just threatened it.
Oh yeah,
do you see the problem with showing anything? She's so sure she didn't do that she's going to threaten to take me to court for contempt.
like I say, because I've obviously seen receipts from the other side. It's just like that's the reason why I went down this route, and it's not just one. There's been three of them. Do you know what I mean?
So I'm really clear then that they've shown you everything that they weren't supposed to show you as part of the court order either.
No, it's not that. No. They've not shown me stuff that's not to do with the court order. It's like when I've asked conversations and we're talking. If I've got three people that have just told me the same fucking story because they have told me the same story, and then when I see it go through court and they've got their mutual orders in place, then I'm just like, well, this is exactly what everyone has just told me they wanted to happen has happened, right? And that's what they push for. And again, they're also the ones that initiated this stuff to happen. And this isn't just it's not just Faith. It's also Ethan. And you're also saying, oh, but Ethan did this because of his schizophrenic ex, and it's just like.
Okay, so if it's so clearly terrible, right?
Is Ethan able to drop the mutual?
17-year-old spend time with me.
Is Ethan allowed to drop the mutual with you?
Well, no.
Right.
Not unilaterally. No, he can't. Because it's mutual.
Okay, so can you not both just agree mutually that it's fine? Can you not both mutually agree to get rid of the mutual stay away order?
I'm sorry?
I said, can you not both mutually agree to get rid of the mutual stay away order if you're both in communication?
Absolutely can.
Is this something that you're planning to do?
I'm open to it.
Like I say, if that sort of stuff happens, if that sort of stuff happens, it shows a little, because obviously from my perspective, and it's obviously, I can understand as well, like it is a son and his mom from a point of view too, but if this is something that was his ex-girlfriend's thing, then, and she's out of the picture, the crazy one, then that could be something that would just be sorted out. That's how I would see it. That's how most people would see it, where a son would turn around and go, you know what, Mum, we need to get rid of this mutual thing, Gabe. Let's mutually agree to get rid of this because it was obviously I did this because of the schizophrenic ex, right? Because I was believing her bullshit. That's what would have happened. And that's what I would have expected by now, at least for you to have come in by this point. But if that's not even happened and it's still just, well, we've had a little bit of money sent for gas or something, it's not. Do you know what I mean? It's not real communication. It's not like, that thing that is, and it's like, because you've got a mutual stay away, and that mutual stay away is there because, again, he initiated this, and you can you can blame his ex all you want, but it's still there, and it's still on his name too.
Yeah, you know what? And children behave badly. Do you remember when your brother accused you of what he accused you of?
Again, I know what my brothers have accused me of. Yeah, I know. But again, I know. But do you know when? But again, Ariana, I hear you. But do you know when people accuse you of shit and that like there's nothing to it? Yours has is it three mutuals, including Vickers, right? Or is that slightly different, that one? But there's three as far as I know against you. Like that had to go through court, this, that, and the other. My brothers are two people angry at me online because they couldn't progress their own channels from my channel.
He violated the entire rest of the order. He didn't follow one single fucking thing that the judge ordered in January. Okay, so I don't even know if that part is in place or not because he decided not to abide by it.
Did you do anything about it?
Because he lied to me and he lied to the judge.
But did you do anything about it?
It just expired.
I'm 21. Adults behave badly. Yeah, in fact, Evan is in the chat right. Evan's in the chat right now, right? So you're telling Evan, who's in the chat. Ethan. Sorry, I keep saying Evan because Ralph's brother is Evan. That's why. Sorry, Ethan in the chat, right? I can see him under the second eldest. That's what he comes under. Sorry, Ethan. He's in the chat, right? So you and your mum's saying essentially that obviously there's a mutual stay away between you, but she's saying that this happened because of your crazy ex. It's got nothing to do with anything else. It's only in place because of your crazy ex. Is that true? Because again,
no, it's also because of his crazy father. That's the other part. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm really confused as how anybody's confused about how in a because what you're saying to me, right? What you're saying to me is a 21-year-old has been controlled by his crazy ex and also by his dad to put a mutual order against you. Because you can sit there and say Faith's crazy, you can sit there and say Matt's a liar, but I always will bring this back to Ethan because I'm like, and you blamed it already on his fucking crazy ex, and now you're blaming it on his crazy ex and his dad. This doesn't look good for you, and I'm trying my best here. No, you're not. You decided that Matt
I've not decided this. I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm just saying, I know what I've been told, right? I know what I've been told, and I can understand how a lot of that can just dissipate if evidence is shown by you of the contrary. That's totally fine, which you can't show. And I'm like, you know what? The reason, and I keep bringing this, Ariana, I keep bringing this back to the same point.
Do you want me to send you a copy of the lawsuit? Do you want me to send you a copy of the lawsuit?
If you want to.
Do you want me to send you a copy of the lawsuit?
If you want to.
So you can see that the one person who is not named in the fraud complaint, guess who? It's me.
Right.
You know who is named over and over again for stealing money from somebody who just had his wife die of cancer? That would be Matt.
Again, whether this is, and again, you said that he's admitted this to you already, but he's also a liar, which that just contradicts you on its own. But let's say he did do this, right? It would go through, again, if it goes through court, if this goes through court and he did do this, then I guess we're all going to find out about this and it's just going to be on the show.
He took a default judgment for it, which means that he has agreed with the court that yes, that the allegations are true, because he took a default judgment on that fraud lawsuit.
Okay, what, and the default judgment was for what to happen? Yeah, talk about that.
I'm sorry.
The default judgment was for what to happen.
That was because he said he wasn't going to argue that yes, he did commit fraud against this guy.
Right.
He left his brother on the hook, took a default judgment, and just walked away from it.
Yeah, again, like I say, when a lot of people are blaming you, and it was actually someone else who's done this, but they're always going to just point the finger at you, and you're probably going to take the best situation you can at that point. And I can look at it from that point of view as well, because when all this kicked off, when this happened, it's not like this is news to me. When this was happening, this was being told to me at the time from Vickers, because he was dealing with all the shit, and he was sending me messages about all this stuff, and this is why, and that's why when people are like, oh, it's him, and I'm just like, but he literally has gone through this with me and talked about, obviously, this being his brother had done all this, and he'd had to go all through all this shit. So obviously,
I did it. I was in the fucking shop. One of the last times I was in the fucking shop, that guy who sued him was standing right there in front of him. He told the guy, "Hey, you know what? I need some more time. Let's just make a contract just between you and me, and I'll sign it."
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I again, like I said, what I'm saying is that when it comes to,
I just made up that story out of thin air.
No, I'm not. I mean, you could, but I'm just saying, I don't think you did. It's just, he was with someone, he totally signed a contract in front of me. That happened. Like, you know, I'm just saying, anyone, I actually, Ariana, I think he was here in England in front of me signing a contract with somebody. Do you see what I'm trying to say to you? Do you understand what I'm trying to say there?
No, I did not understand that part.
The point I'm trying to say is that it's testimony. Do you know what I mean? Like, have you got footage of this? Do you have or is this just testimony?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have like signed contracts and transcripts and stuff with your brother?
No. Again, when this all kicked off, Ariana, when this happened, Vickers talked to me like pretty much immediately about all this shit because it was going on. It was stressing him out, and he was talking to me about it. So when that happened, that's what I was being told, right? We're talking about this. I feel like, what is this, two years later now? I feel like it's been about I feel like it's been about 2 years, right, since this conversation I had with him.
Exactly. It was the first Friday in November of 2023 that he told me what he did. He told me he stole
I'm right. It's been
$2,000 altogether from about 5 clients.
So I'm right. It's been about 2 years, right? Am I wrong with that? 2023 November.
It's
2024 November.
2.5.
Oh, so yeah, it's nearly 3.5. It's been that long. That's what I mean. And I heard about this. So, you know, when I've heard about something 3 years ago, right, when this was happening, and then now, obviously, I hear people try and turn this into, no, it's totally him that did that, right? And all I've got really to go off right now is you going, all I've got to go off. No, but I don't know this, though, do I? I've literally got 3 years ago, him literally telling me about all this shit.
Why do you believe him? Yes.
Because when it was happening, I get
lying in bed with cirrhosis of the liver. He lied to me and took my reputation and destroyed our business.
No, I get this.
He destroyed our business. He destroyed our marriage. He destroyed our financial stability.
And again,
he destroyed everything, Cog.
Like I say, when I look at the situation, I still see it as his brother. That all the stuff that's come from this shit can come from his brother still being the thief in the whole situation of this. Yeah, that can lead to all of this outcome. How can it not?
No, it can't. Then why did he get sued?
Because it's on his business. It's on his business.
Why did he get sued? No,
if you work in a shop that takes on board, right, like a pawn shop, when you take on board stuff like that, like coins, this, that, and the other, and then that shit gets stolen by someone who then sells it elsewhere, right, so they can steal it and take the money, it'll come back on the business that's made. It'll come back on the business and the business owner who's made the fucking agreement, right, with the person who's taking the thing off.
Because the defense attorney told him that he was going to go to prison if he got charged with wire fraud because of what he did with our suppliers.
So it's wire fraud with the suppliers. And by suppliers, do you mean people who were giving you coins?
I'm sorry?
Suppliers, do you mean people giving you coins and stuff like that?
The people who sell us the coins.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying to you. So if I was to sell you a coin, right? If I was to sell your business a coin and your fucking staff member stole it and fucked off from your company, I'd come after you because you're the people I gave it to. That's how that works. That's what I'm saying.
So why would you tell your wife then?
Wire fraud on physical goods? Is that real? Did you just is that real, or is this wire fraud separately?
That I can tell you the restaurant we were sitting in when he told me. He told me we were sitting in a Mexican restaurant here in Grass Valley, and he sat across from me and he said, Ari, I need to tell you this. This is really horrible. He said, I talked to a defense attorney, and they told me that I would absolutely get convicted on wire fraud for this, and I would serve at least 10 years in federal prison.
Right. Is he serving 10 years in federal prison?
The much more likely scenario here
but Ariana, I love these little testimonies, these little things that you say to me, but then I'm like, has that happened? No. In fact, if anything, that's not happened. That's the opposite of what's happened. So basically, he was given shit information. If that's real.
I haven't reported him. Do you understand that?
I didn't report you've got recordings.
Him because I told him
so you've got wait. No. This changes everything. If you're telling me that you've got recordings of actual vicars confirming this stuff, now if you're not legally allowed to show this, I don't mind if you want to just wait until the day that you can. That's fine. But do you know what I mean? I even if you want to do this like where I'm not on the air.
Do you sit around and record all your conversations with your wife?
Sorry, I thought you just said you recorded him. Sorry, my bad. No, I don't. So I just thought that's what you said.
No, I never said I recorded him.
Right, exactly. So we're back to testimony, and the testimony. Let me just hear you out.
Again, you would record your wife, right?
No, I wouldn't.
Conversations you're sitting around.
No, but
she's about to tell you something horrible to tell you. You're going to pull out your iPhone and record her.
No, again, Ariana, I'm not. I thought you'd said that you'd recorded him. So that's my mistake if I've made that mistake, right? What I'm trying to say to you, though, is that if you've had a conversation with him where he's turned around and gone, so I've spoken to a legal representative, they say I'm pretty fucked in this situation. That's not an admission of guilt. That's just being told that you're probably going to be fucked in that situation. And that 10 years shit that you just said didn't happen. So it's irrelevant.
And you did hear me why, right?
Huh?
You did hear me why it didn't happen, because I didn't go and report him.
Right.
He told me very specifically. So you didn't.
I'm confused on this. So you didn't report him for that, but then you did accuse him of rape.
Yep.
Right. I find that to like. Oh, I guess these happened at different time frames. So were you still with him? And you loved him, I guess, at a time when you didn't want to go. I'm just asking because obviously this is trying to get the mind frame of it. So you were still with him, obviously. You didn't want anything to happen to him. That's why you defended him. But then I guess then it became he raped you.
Yeah. Sorry, Cog. Rape is a little bit different to a woman.
Sorry, is it?
Yeah.
What is it? Did you make your mind up? Did you make your mind up after you had sex with him that you were raped? Because a lot of people are just going to say that's on you, right? But again, it's different, I guess.
What? So because no. You know what his account is? Is that he had already decided to break up with me and then decided to sleep with me anyway, and so that's proof that nothing happened. That doesn't make any sense.
Huh? Now, as far as I know from his account, you guys had the last time you slept together was like that you did have a last time sleeping together or something, but then there was like weeks after that or something, and then there was an accusation given or something from you.
No, that's absolutely wrong. I reported the next morning, Cog.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So what happened? Did this go ahead then? Did this go through to the courts and stuff? Did you like, because you made the report and stuff like that? What did they do? What happened?
No.
I don't know if you're cutting out. It sounds like you were about to speak.
Sorry. I don't think you understand what you're asking me about.
I mean, I'm asking you, I mean, it's what about being raped? I'm literally asking you what happened. Of course I am. Like, that's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? If that happened to you, it's not going to be a nice memory, no. But like it or not, if you came on the show to talk about the guy who raped you, guess what? People are probably going to ask about your accusation of rape, because he's obviously said that didn't happen. You've obviously turned around and said, oh, it did. It definitely did happen. And people, even when it comes to, again, Faith, when it comes to Ethan, no one can understand the time frame of when this happened. Do you know what I mean?
You're right, because it's from San Diego. Faith would know.
Huh? Again,
I have plenty of messages to back it up.
Okay.
And I am not. I'm not going to go through.
Okay. I mean, this just sounds like another one of those. Do you know how you say, like, oh, well, Faith is using... Hey, look, like I say, you came on the show to talk about this stuff. If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. You don't have to talk about this stuff. What I'm saying to you is that...
I came on the show to try to explain to you that I didn't want all of this.
But that's what was going to happen. Like...
So that we had a friendship too, Cog.
Yeah, I know, and I don't mind talking to you about stuff and bringing you on the show, but... Yeah, I know.
You guys just went, oh, well, Matt says...
It's not just Matt says, it's also Faith said, and Ethan said, and do you know what I mean? And Ethan's missus at the time said, and then...
You took a private message I sent your wife, and you went and put it on the show, and then just made up a narrative around it.
I don't even know. I don't even remember that. But if I did, you know,
I don't care if you remember. Even know. It happened.
Fine. Okay.
You thanked Cog and Dan at that time.
Yes, I sent her one through WhatsApp.
Oh, yeah, that was why. Because at the time we were obviously wondering why. And again, you're saying this is my narrative. I'm not. Ralph said that you're the one who reached out to him, right? Yeah. Ralph is the one that said that you're the one that said that he never said anything. Again,
he's a liar, but not.
Right, okay, well, again,
I know. Or not,
yeah, he is, but you're the one fucking telling him shit, aren't you? So why would you do that? Oh, because Faith did it first. Well, he didn't say Faith, he said you. And how did you not think Ralph, after you decided to divulge in your information about that, wouldn't use that as a tool against your family, man?
Just because he chose not to say something doesn't mean A, it didn't happen, and B, I don't know how you're appealing to somebody you sit there regularly on air for hours.
I'm not appealing to him for crying out loud. I'm not appealing to him. I'm telling you that Ralph is such a sad fuck. He would have paraded the fact that Faith had said it to him. He didn't. He only paraded the fact that you did.
Show me one time I've lied to you, Cog. Show me one time I've lied to you.
Again, this is like saying I would know when you've lied to me. I'm not sat here trying to figure out if you've lied to me all fucking day. I'm just trying to figure out if what you're saying is true.
No, I have never lied to you. So as far as you know, I have never lied to you.
Yeah, but as far as I know, you stop. Ariana, stop yourself. Ariana, for all I know, you've lied to me and you've not lied to me. Does that make sense to you? I don't know either way.
Why is she making out that
you have no reason to believe I am not telling you the truth right now.
It was a hi and hello in chat. No one got
I can't hear anything Mrs. Carr saying.
It doesn't matter. She's just like she's hearing like a delay on the fucking thing, so she's reacting to something from 5 minutes ago. I can't be asked.
I mean, I would be happy to talk to her too.
Yeah,
I have nothing to hide because I know, wrong.
But again, there's nothing to hide. But then there's just having a lot of accusations and a lot of stuff, which again, you can sit there and say, "Oh, I was totally there for it, and he totally did say that to me," and I'm like, okay. But I also have, like, when all this stuff was going on with the shop and all this sort of stuff, him reaching out to me about the fact that his brother had fucked him over and this, that, and the other, which obviously, when this comes down to everything that's happened to him going to court.
They both stole from me.
Yeah, he stole, didn't he?
Stole.
They both stole. Okay.
They both
right.
stole.
See,
Yes,
I see this as the brother stole, but it's Matt that's got the stick of this. That's how I've seen this, obviously. But you're like, no, Matt totally stole too. And I don't have evidence of that either way at all, right? We do know that his brother did, which is the reason why I can understand him going, fuck, we're going to have to go for the best fucking thing we can here. We've been fucked over by him by stealing. And I totally would understand that. That makes sense to me, that him going through court and he's got to deal with theft, which is literally, it will be put on him as the company owner, but it's not. It was his brother who took it and fucked off to sell it elsewhere. And this is the thing, so I can understand that coming back to him. But for you to just go, well, no, he definitely did it because he told me he did. And I'm like, great, he told you he did. That's just testimony. That's just you telling me, so what? He could say to you, no, I totally told her that I didn't. So what do I do at that point then?
I did give you evidence. I told you there is a lawsuit in Placer County against him that he took a default judgment for fraud on.
Yeah, I again, this is to do with the and this is the fraud. And again, when you say fraud, this is to do with the suppliers being defrauded. These are people that give you coins, right? And it's wire fraud or defraud.
No, okay, they were involved in the defraud. I can explain to you what happened real quickly. It's really easy to understand, and it's something that gets a lot of coin owners in trouble. So if you want to know if this is like, oh, well, this is crazy, this would never happen. No, it happens all the time. He placed an order for this guy came in, placed an order for bullion. Matt went and placed an order with our supplier. Matt then did not pay for it, even though we got the bullion. Then Matt didn't give it to the customer because he wanted time to turn it over to make money so that he could get himself out of this hole. Now, I will tell you this. He blames me for the fact that we were in quote unquote a hole because he's a liar, unfortunately, and claims that I threatened to kill myself if he did not spend $50,000 on a Disneyland trip. If Aqaba and Genius Anus are being honest, they will explain to you that that was Matt's idea to take them on that Disneyland trip.
I'm mine. Again, I'm listening to what you said to me there, so I understand it. But again, it's still just, it's what you've heard from him, which becomes testimony. But it's fine, because I can understand what you're saying to me there, at least. But it's, like I said, so you're saying to me that he's, it's this whole thing is absolutely insane. It really is. But I can understand, like, so he's I know it is. He's taking money. So he's taking the money. So he's taking the. So you're telling me. I'm just going to get this. He took money off a customer. This is what you're saying. He took money off a customer, and then he also took bullion off a bullion seller without giving the money for it, which is impressive, right? I've got to say that is impressive, right? Because I don't know how he's got money off. What I can understand someone going, here, can you buy this for me? Fine. But then going to the guy you're buying it off and going, can I just have that off you and I'll give you the money at another point is another thing. But then to try and turn that over as well and make a smaller, how much profit are you really going to make off bullion within a small frame of time? Like, that doesn't even make sense, really. Like, it's just, how's he going to, like, don't you do this?
Don't understand. You don't understand.
I guess it must have been loads of bullion to the point where a small fraction up price would have been worth a lot. Okay. So again, so I'm gonna throw this out there. Massively impressive that with fucking no money given to them at all, he got a fucking vast amount of bullion that he was able to try and turn over, which is crazy. Okay, let me give you the second part of that. How do you get all that bullion? There was that huge loan. Why do you think there was that huge loan? I didn't know about a huge loan. So wait. So is he bought
my initials on it?
Wait. So you're saying that there's a loan now? Is that how he got the bullion?
It's been on Kiwi Farm.
So wait. So he got money off a customer to get a loan out. So he got money off a customer to buy bullion, but instead of that, he got a big loan out to buy the bullion to try and turn it over to then give to the customer at the. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
So he's making money off of bullion. He's not delivering. He thought he was going to be able to catch it up because he was in a hole. He spent that money that the customer first gave us for bullion. He spent that on Disneyland and Aqaba and Genius Anus. Then he doesn't have the money now to get the bullion, right? So he goes over here and he gets this huge loan against our business, again, without my initials on any of the paperwork. And then he uses that, and after initially not paying the supplier, he uses that money that we got from the credit to go pay the supplier for it. That's still wire fraud.
I mean, that's just honestly what you just said to me. I mean, if he did that, no, I'm just saying, if he did that, that is so fucking retarded that you would, because I mean, I don't know a person who would go, oh, I've got a good way of making money. I'm going to get a big ass fucking loan, which comes with a bunch of fucking interest, right? And that's what I'm going to do based on having this guy's money that I've already spent instead of buying the shit. Just didn't buy the bullion. I just spent all the fucking money on Disneyland. It really, yeah, I know you say this, but again, I'm trying to rationalize this, man. I'm listening to you. I know what you're saying happened, but I'm trying to rationalize how any of that makes any sense. Because it was like, and then that constitutes as wire fraud because he got a loan to pay for the bullion to then give back to the guy. So where's the wire fraud?
Because he did not have the money.
What? No. Someone's bought bullion off you, right? So he's just going to get a bunch of bullion given to him, right?
Well, that was
if I spend, let's say you give me a grand to buy some bullion, right? And I go and spend that grand, but then I get a loan out for a grand to buy that bullion and give that bullion back to you. That's wire fraud.
Yep.
That's insane. I honestly, like, I know, but fair enough. Like, that's insane. Like, so I just find it crazy that someone's giving you money. And you still got the bullion for them and giving it to them, and that whole purchase has happened, but you're in trouble.
He didn't give them everything.
I'm so lost on this, because I'm listening to you, but I'm like, if that's wire fraud, then fine, yeah. But I mean that doesn't. I mean, you make it sound like it's so bad. And it's like it sounds like he got money off somebody, right, to pay for something, and even though he spent that money, he still got that money back with a loan to pay for that thing to then give to the customer. But you're saying no. You're saying he kept the bullion, right?
That was the intention. That was the intention. But what you don't understand,
right? Yeah,
in the middle of a bullion business,
but you said he kept the bullion, right?
They're stealing from us.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, the brother was stealing at the same time. No, but you said he kept the bullion, right?
Yes.
So he did, and he didn't, and he never gave back that, and he never gave it back to the customer.
Right, because that way he can make money off of the bullion that we receive, and he can just tell the customer, you know what? Don't worry, dude. I got you. I'll get it. There were shipping delays.
I mean, that just sounds like you're fucking yourself over. Like, cheers for all that money, which I spent, and then I got a loan to get the bullion, but I'm going to keep that bullion instead of giving it to you, but I'll sort you out in the future. No one's going to allow that. Like, and obviously, like, and yeah, fine, but it's just, that just sounds, it just sounds a little bit, like, it just, I don't know. Again, if that's what happened, if that's your testimony, and that's your testimony, to me, that it just, I don't know.
That's why I told you, and I'm going to leave you.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can't live like this.
Again,
when we're in a hole where we owe bullion to people,
I get that.
The money on something else.
I get that. I honestly, from my point of view, I'm listening to you, but it's like, that sounds like such a stupid move. That if that's the reason why you left him, because he actually did do that and all that sort of stuff, then fine. Then I can understand from a reality, at least, that could make sense on that lines. But it's still, you understand what I say to you when I say it's just on your testimony right now. There isn't anything I can do to prove anything here, really.
Oh, can she confirm?
Well, again, there is a lawsuit.
But again, so does it say within the lawsuit that he held onto the bullion?
The lawsuit says that he did not get the bullion, that the bullion was not delivered to him.
Right.
The client.
Right. So if you send these papers through for the lawsuit, I'll go through it and have a look at it because I don't even know about this. Like I say, we'll find out about this.
Yeah. And so this whole, we just separated to restructure debt. I'm telling you, that when he told me what happened, and I told him I was going to leave because I was going to try and make sure the kids had one goddamn parent that could protect them if he went to prison. And there's more here that I absolutely am not going to say.
But again, that's what he told us. He did tell us that the divorce happened in case he went to prison. There was a whole divorce that happened because of all that stuff. So I remember that all happened at the time. I remember that all happened at the time.
So you remember him telling you that the divorce happened in case I went to in case he went to prison?
Yeah, you but he's as in like because of all the stuff that had happened with his brother, he said it had left him in legal trouble, obviously, and because the legal trouble that you guys were dealing with, which didn't you guys you divorced,
No.
but you kept the home, didn't you? Right?
Stop,
Did you
no.
did you keep the home? I thought you did.
No.
Okay.
I was so desperate to get the fuck away from him. I left everything and went to my mother's.
Right. So who owns the home? Is that gone now? Is that sold?
No. He just filed for bankruptcy, so now the house is tied up in bankruptcy.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Honest Matt.
Hey, like I say,
he just went to Disneyland again.
I was told the house was saved by the divorce, so I just that's what I was told. So.
And this is the problem. This is why I came on here, because I trust you that you want truth.
I do.
And again, I'm the one that is telling you the truth. I was the one that told you why.
I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that, obviously, and I can understand. I can. The thing is, because I wasn't there, like no one in the chat or anyone is. Obviously, when you can hear, if I was to hear, honestly, if Vickers came on and said his story, people would just be like, just like listening to you, where they can see it from both sides from a point of view, because they weren't there for these things. This is why I then go to the other people who were there. That's why when I go to Ethan, who will sit in chat and say, obviously, that this is like, you know, it's that he's kept that in place. It's not his crazy ex-girlfriend, his ex-wife that did this.
Oh, you know what? Let me give you another little piece of lore there that might be useful. So after, so Matt contacted me January 31st in the morning, 6 a.m. He had gone into the shop. He was there with Ethan. He contacted me and said, oh, my best friend, blah, 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 blah. I just wanted to make sure you were the first to know that when I close the doors tonight, I'm never coming back. I, along with Ethan, were the only ones that really substantially cleaned out that shop. I had to go in there and dismantle my life because of what he did while he hid at home because he was afraid a customer would see him. So Ethan and I cleaned out the shop. Once we had finished doing that, Ethan and I, by the way, I'm paying for rent. We went and got a co-shared business space. And I tried desperately with him to try to save the business in some form. I'm the one that went with Ethan and filed the fictitious business name statement so he could keep Brooklyn Coin Shop the name. And I'm the one that gave him money from my inheritance that my mother gave me.
I can understand this.
Try to keep him afloat because there was no income coming in because he was working for us.
No, I get this.
So
Ariana,
I took that money and I supported him. And his fucking crazy girlfriend at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he would say, yeah, Mom, I can work from 9 to 5 today. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, fucking crazy schizo girlfriend's like, I need potato chips and soda. And he would go running home to her.
But again, the point I was making about Ethan is that he's obviously been in the chat tonight, and I've asked him, obviously, if it's...
Okay, good.
If it was just his schizophrenic girlfriend that was like keeping him around and sort of keeping the mutual in place and stuff. And it seems that he's still in agreement with why the mutual's there and why it's all in place. So I'm just a little bit.
You know what? And I can give you some psychological background into that too. You know what? It's really fun for my two.
But again,
really
Ariana.
Listen to me.
Sure.
They are listen, Matt is the one who attacks Ralph, correct?
Yeah.
And I sit and keep my mouth shut. I'm not supporting him. I kept my mouth shut.
Huh? No, you came on the show to when you went against Ralph.
Matt's going after Ralph. So you know what? The kids really like that Dad's the go-getter who's going to go out there and attack the bad guy, and they get to be on Team Kill Ralph.
But you did it too. You did it too. You were there.
And you know what? And I stopped. You know why?
Right.
Because our lives were in a complete clusterfuck. And I was trying to do the best I could to help take care of my children. And if I'm such a horrible mother, then why has he not gone and gotten custody of the 2 little boys from me? And I'm not going to share what the little boys have said to me. And William spends time with me too.
I can understand that. I thought the teenager one, the older one, that's But yeah, so again, second eldest, aka Ethan's in the chat, and yeah, he's just said, "I stand by women's rights. What can I say?" I know, but because he's not a monster. Because he's not a monster, says Ethan in the chat.
He stands by women's rights. What does that mean?
Huh?
He's the one that directed me to the domestic violence shelter.
But I thought the little ones with Vickers.
Nope. Somebody lied to you about that too? They're with him at this second because we split custody during the summer.
So you have 50-50 custody, so they do split the custody. Okay, yes. That makes sense. Well, that still makes sense, obviously, which only shows that even in the court, obviously, because obviously I've seen a few people, not just with Ralph, obviously, when it comes to custody of the children, the fact that he's got 50-50 shows that he must be okay with what he's doing, and at least from the court's perspective. And again, it's like, and your other sons in the chat just saying, it's like, a joke from a different context. Oh, okay. Again, Ethan, is there any truth to this about your dad? You're in the chat. Is there any truth that your mum's saying here about your dad? I'm asking. You're here. Faith's not gonna. I don't think Faith's gonna fully talk about this because she obviously. I think it becomes. I'll hold in 1 second. There's a lot.
I'm so sorry. I got sick of being lied about publicly for years. Sorry.
No, one second. Because I'm getting a load of stuff here, and it's just like because you caused Faith again. Just quoting Faith that you caused a pain by being in contact with Ralph who raped her. So that's while saying that her dad raped you, you're saying that you know. Yeah, so she's saying because you said obviously about dad rape.
Dad raped me, so.
Yeah, no, but that's the whole back and forth between you. So from her point, so you see it as she's taking the side of the guy who raped you, her dad. Which again, this is something which I've already been told about, which I think it's like you're seeing it as her taking a side, but she's not. She just doesn't think her dad's done that because like everyone in the family doesn't think that that's happened. But you have said
she was in San Diego. She has no idea what happened. She has no idea.
Right.
Nobody else was in that room.
And did you not? Why? Because I don't know. You didn't push through with this though in the court, did you?
No, this I will tell you. When I reported to the cops, he asked me about pushing forward, and I said I'm terrified that he's retaliating against me. Oh my God. Yeah, he probably will. There's nothing we can do. You can go after him. But there's nothing we can do. Stop it.
Ariana, I'm just going to say, compose yourself because we really can't understand you at all. It's like I know you try. I know it's hard. I know it's hard for you to say. If this is something that's happened, it's going to be hard for you to say. I understand that, but it's like from our perspective, we don't know. And when we can't understand you, we don't even know what you're trying to portray across to what happened. You've just said you were in a room. All we've got is that you were in a room alone with him. No one else was there.
I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go through that memory again.
But you don't have. But you don't have to go through that memory again. I'm asking you that when this came to taking this to a legal standpoint, you said you reported this straight away, right? You said you reported this straight away, yes. And I'm asking you if you then pursued that. Did you pursue a legal path with it?
Yeah.
Did you pursue a legal path with it though?
Let me try this again. When I talked to the cops that morning, they asked me if I wanted to go do the exam and all that. And I said, I'm afraid of him. I'm afraid he's going to retaliate against me.
Right.
And they said, yes, he probably will. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. We can go address it after the fact, but no, we can't stop it. And that's when I said, well, then I don't want to do this.
But they said they can do something after the fact. So if you said that he's raped you, can't they do something after the fact there?
No, it's because I reported it, he would retaliate against me, which he did.
So you did report it and then he retaliated, but his retaliation was defamation, obviously.
Yeah, it wasn't just that.
But and as far as I know with the defamation, though...
Because again, stuff that you don't know.
Again, I'm sure there isn't, but when it comes down to defamation for saying that he's raped you and he's a rapist, as far as I know, you didn't win with that, right? And as far as I know, when it came to going to court anyway, you talk to me.
No.
Talk to me.
No. He got to the end of it, and the judge told him, look, I'm going to dismiss this if I go ahead and rule. So what I'll let you do is I'll let you withdraw the defamation suit. And if you want, you can try and fix it, quote unquote, and file again.
Right.
And that's what he did. And again, I'm not going to get into what his little boys want.
Again, I'm sure if you said his little boys didn't want to be around him, I'm sure he would say his little boys don't want to be around you. That just becomes tit for tat. The point I'm making is it doesn't matter what you say his sons say, because it's just like him saying, well, actually, they've said this to me. Do you know what I mean?
Why does it matter what he says?
It doesn't. I've just said that to you. It doesn't matter if he said the same thing to me just as much as the other way around. And just as an example, he has said the same thing to me, but that doesn't fit in from my point of view. Again, I don't go with the kids involved here because they're not speaking here. It's the adults speaking on their behalf. But when it comes to the adults that are speaking, that includes your son, Ethan, and your daughter, Faith, they also have agreed and gone on the side of Vickers, which is why people look at this from that perspective. And I know you understand that. I know you do. So when we're trying to find out, you're saying a lot of stuff to me tonight, which obviously no one's heard a lot of this stuff before, because it is. But it's like, again, if I can find stuff that I can at least go back to and go this, that, and the other, then great. But when it comes down to Ralph is the only person that I can see in here that is, he would have gone on record saying, Faith told me about what you did, but he didn't. He told everyone it was you that said this to him.
What?
And again, Ralph can lie. I understand that, or he might just keep it away. Yeah. It just seems weird that he would leave. It seems weird he would leave a W out of his win. Like he would leave that win because anything he can do to shit on Vickers, he will do, and he's not doing that. And that's the reason why he was like, it's always been about you and you're turning up to court and all this sort of stuff, because you were in communication with Ralph, even, I guess, about turning up to court. And again, you said to take yourself, because you take yourself, to get yourself off the mediator. I understand that, right? I'm taking on board what you're saying.
So Faith asks me, and asks the court, says, I want my mom to talk to Ralph. And then Faith turns around and tells you, oh God, my mom talked to Ralph. Does that make any sense?
Ralph, no, stop yourself. Faith never told me that you spoke to Ralph. Ralph told me that you spoke to Ralph. That's what you're not understanding here. I wasn't told anything about this by Faith.
And I'm telling you,
we all heard this from Ralph.
I absolutely did. Yes, I absolutely did talk to Ralph in the context of being the mediator that Faith asked me to do.
No, I understand that, so but you didn't. No, stop yourself. No, because you were there to mediate about parental matters, not to talk about how you might have been raped by Mr. Vickers. That's not what you're talking about on a parental app to be a mediator.
So when
you're mediating two people, you don't bring up your own personal shit. You understand that, right?
I didn't bring it up. You're not listening. I didn't bring it up.
Yeah, no, you're saying Ralph did because Faith said it to Ralph and Ralph brought it up to you.
Yes, those two people who I'm mediating brought up my personal life.
Again, like I said, you say you're mediating them, but I didn't. Have you seen Faith say this to Ralph? Then you said you had a message, didn't you? So you did say that.
Yes.
So you've seen Faith say this to Ralph, and then Ralph has said that she said this, and then you've only responded.
I can't show it to anybody until Faith gives me permission.
No, I understand that.
And again, I say to you, if what she's told you is true, that she didn't do that, then why is she hiding and not letting me release that message? Wouldn't it just prove that I'm a liar?
Again, like I say, I'm trying to find this out. 1 second. One second.
You notice too, I've never been on Ralph's show, right? I came over here to talk to you.
Oh no, I understand that. Yeah, I do. I like I say, I don't think I've seen you over there. No, but again, from what we were hearing, obviously, is that you were in communication with him. So from Ralph himself.
I haven't been on X.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything.
1 second.
But I have had it up to here with having to sit quietly and let Matt say anything he wants, no matter how dishonest it is. When I can guarantee you that the people who do know on this side, who just don't want to be public, who do know what happened, they all know which one of us is honest. And it's one of the reasons why some of those people don't talk to Matt anymore.
1 second. Apparently, I'm going to get sent a public record message where you've lied about Faith to Ralph in a way that made out to breaking the order to suddenly cut her as mediator. Gosh, there's so much fucking.
I'm not giving Matt any permission to release anything.
Oh no! Again, if I'll see this, it's already public. So apparently, because it's been public in my order. Remember when I caught her, it was because she told Ralph I was cutting her as a mediator because I told Dad she was accusing him. Because I told Dad that she was accusing him of abusing her, and they brought it into the family chat. She let loose on me.
Wait, what?
And then lied
Ralph
to Ralph.
Had nothing to do
then
with
lied
that.
to Ralph and told him I was cutting her as mediator unless I apologized to her. Wait, 1 second. I'm still trying to get down to the point here. 1 second.
Or my 2-year-old daughter.
1 second.
And I hope she remembers that I'm the one that gave her the cell phone to call when Ralph choked her. Matt didn't want her to have a cell phone.
Oh no, I do remember that. I remember the whole thing with repossessing the stuff like that to treat it like an adult. I remember.
Yeah, disowning her, all of that. You know who didn't do that? That was her mother. You know whose mother let her live rent-free for 3.5 years with the baby? Oh wait, that was my mom.
I'm hearing a lot of stuff from both sides, so I'm just being as accurate as I can with this. So I've said to Faith twice now, which is I'm just trying to find out if she's ever sent a message to Ralph saying that her mum had accused. I've said, did you ever message Ralph saying your mum had accused your dad of rape? She said nope, and you're saying you have that.
Yes, and tell her to say that I can release it.
She's saying she has you telling Ralph this in a message. Can she release it? I don't see the issue if it never happened, because if it didn't, then there's nothing to show. So I contacted Ralph saying my mom lied to Ralph about the mediator shit. So I guess that she replied to Ralph.
More.
1 second.
She told him more than that. And that's not true. Faith wanted me to. I have messages repeatedly from Faith saying, "Hey, Mom, don't do this if you want to do this. Ethan will do it." And then what happened was she accidentally sent on the family text a message making fun of me because I apologized to her for keeping them in a toxic environment so long. And so she went to her dad and made fun of me for apologizing to them.
I'm just trying, like I said, I know where you're coming from here. I'm just trying to work this out with Faith, because if she's just going to sit there and deny it and say this message doesn't exist, then I don't understand what the issue would be with you showing something that she's telling me right now doesn't exist. I mean, if you want to go to court and stuff like that, I'd just go, look, here's DMs with her saying this doesn't fucking exist. Like, it's just, there you go. I don't give a shit. I don't think anyone should get in trouble for trying to seek the truth. It's just stupid. And again, I'm just trying to find out what happened here. I don't know either way. So it's like, I know when it comes to the stuff I've been told by Vickers, that does make a sense to a lot of stuff that's happened as well, especially considering this was happening 3 years ago when I was told about this. Okay, well, she said she never said that, but that could mean that it's misphrased or something. So I don't know. 1 second. Okay, I might get an answer. I don't know. She wants to correct your mediator lies, so I guess that's happening now. I guess I'm the mediator. I don't know. Irony. Bear with me, obviously. Just waiting. It's just messages being typed out and stuff. Man. what I would do to just have people talk to each other these days. But again, I understand there's legal shit involved here, so
exactly.
I know, but there's legal shit involved here. And again,
I'm totally on your side. I am totally on your side. I hate that what this turned into was, you know what? Let's just cut contact off from mom instead of working anything out. Instead of realizing that our family was going through hell, going through a hellish divorce, and that we needed to sit and talk.
Okay, so when did you stop being mediator?
I had one of my couples counselors told me to basically, I had to leave the house on New Year's Eve because Matt was repeatedly using the C word against me.
Right. When it comes to, I'm just asking, when it comes to your conversation or your mediation and stuff like that, when did this stop? Like, as in at least before legally stopped, when was this stopped or an agreement made between you guys, between in DMs and stuff?
Yeah. So that would have been it was spring of 24, like late winter, early spring of 24.
Is 30th of June okay?
It might have been that late.
Okay. So I've got a message here.
I'm sorry. No, that would have been 25. I'm sorry, not 24. It was 25. 25. Yes, because.
Yeah. I've got
timeline of the event.
I've not got the year, but it's just June 30th, and this is with your messages, obviously. And this is because Faith is basically, she's saying. Never said that. Hold on, I want to correct immediate lies. She sent me a picture. She said this is what she sent when she was caught being mediator in June 2023, where she tells Ralph that she's going through a painful divorce and that I caught her as mediator and would rather have.
Was it 23? Because it 20.
I thought it was 23.
I filed for divorce in December. No, I filed for divorce on December 14th, 2023.
Right. Okay. But this is just to do with the mediation with Faith. Was that before the divorce, the mediation with Faith?
Right, but I'm saying because of the timeline, that's how I know that it wasn't 23. Because
so you got divorced, and then the mediation. So your mediation was 2024. Then it ended.
We had started the mediation in 23. That's when Faith went to court, and court granted that I was the court mediator. That was 23. Mid-December of 23, that's when I filed for it. He told me what he did early November 23, mid-December 23, I filed for divorce. And then
I've got two screenshots. I'm just going to read them. I'm going to tell you what she says here, and then we're going to see the screenshots. She says, and then I caught her as mediator and would rather have my brother do it. Let me find where she demanded an apology. Bottom message, because of the malice that made me cut contact. You just apologize, talk to me, but now remember that. Why would I want to keep her as mediator after this? So I'm going to put this on the screen just to show people the messages that, and again, because this is being sent to me. When I asked you, obviously, if you can send anything, then do it. Like, this is apparently public as well. So this is you, Mama. It says, also sent to Ethan. So you sent this to her and to Ethan. Final email sent to Ralph. Told him I firmly believed in your ability to act as intermediary. Thanked him for the support payment he just sent. Told him he can still email me in an unofficial capacity if he thinks I can help. Gave him your email address. Told him that my divorce is painfully real. So if something is said from, so you're talking about this in June. So this must have been June 24. If you're mentioning, if your divorce was December, then this must be 24. Then I guess. It told him that our divorce is painful. Wait, are you saying that December's when the actual dissolution and the actual you've got the certificate of it to show it's done?
No, that's when I filed. December 23 is when I filed, and then
filed, right?
He physically assaulted me at the beginning of July of 24, and then
right. But the intermediary stuff was June. Night. But the intermediary stuff with Faith was June 24, right?
Well, that's when it would have been declared by the court that I was the mediator. It would have been June of 25, right around that time, that this would have happened, where I had officially stepped back.
Okay. I'll see if Faith can obviously send me the year for these messages that she's sending, because I've only got June 30th. She said it's 2023. You're saying it's 25 now. So again, if that can be resolved, I'm sure if you just hover over the date, it'll say the year. But anyway, so it's got, you said this is final email sent to Ralph. Told him I firmly believed in your ability to act as intermediary. Thanked him for the support payment he's just sent. Told him he can still email me in an unofficial capacity if he thinks I can help. Gave him your email address. Told him that my divorce is painfully real, so something is said from our side that it doesn't mean I was party to it. Just told him that Faith would rather have you do it. Ralph just sent you 150. Told Ethan I'll help him transition if I can, so you don't have to talk to your abuser while I talk to mine. Right?
Oh, so, what a horrible mom, right?
I mean, it just sounds like it sounds like the intermediary stuff is happening, but there's that little bit at the bottom, which is obviously a dig at the dad as well, which, I mean, is gonna, you obviously have that when you have the conversation with her.
That was after I had immediately almost after I had apologized for keeping them in a toxic environment, and then she went accidentally on the family thread and was making fun of me with her dad because I had apologized for the toxic situation that my children had been having to live in. That probably in part led to the fact that she ran off to Ralph.
So
why would I not apologize for my kids for that?
I don't know. I think we might have seen these messages are public though. Anyways, I'm sure I've seen these before. She's you said, I assume you've sent all this to dad already. She says, I'll speak to Ethan. I'm ending the convo here. I can't express how hurtful it is based on my own personal feelings. I shared with my dad that you're telling my abuser to have Rain to contact me again. Your dad is my abuser. How hurtful do you think it is to deny me? Again, this just seems tit for tat from my point of view. She's like, well, my abuser. You're like, well, my abuser. The difference is that Ralph is a random person in this, whereas her dad's obviously been in the picture for a long period of time. And this stuff that's just kind of gone off like a stick of dynamite.
Okay, but you got to understand, I didn't tell the kids even about the allegation. He did.
Well, I heard obviously what I've heard is that you said what I've heard is that you said you were raped in front of all of them.
That was after he went and told the kids in the family chat. He said, "Who wants to write a letter for me because your lying fucking whore of a mother can't keep her fucking mouth shut." That's what he said, including with our tiny children in that chat. And that was completely unprovoked. I hadn't said a word.
I mean, your tiny children shouldn't be in a group chat anyway until they've grown up and they can have a phone from a perspective. But like I want to say to this is, if he's jumped into a group chat to say that stuff again, that's another thing that you could show with screenshots, obviously. But yep. I mean, I can understand him being pissed off if he was accused of rape by you and he hasn't done it. I mean, that would also, from a point of view, people can understand why he was pissed off. Then does that make sense? If he didn't do it, that would make sense to people. That you'd be pissed off with being accused of that. So yeah, the messages carry on here anyway. Like I it's one of those things. Like I think most people would react that way if they were accused of something like that and they hadn't done it. But at the same time, you see it as he did do it, and then he's just continued to be a cunt. So again, that's the two sides that we're looking at here, and I understand that. I'm just trying to let you know that there's nothing definitive right now. Do you know what I mean? So tell him to contact the center, not me directly. It's against the order because that's Ralph to contact it. He has an order to talk to you through Talking Parents. You could just apologize and talk to me, but now remember that you're okay with your dad physically abusing me 3 days ago, but I'm mum, so just deny it, right? And I don't think that's the case, but I think it's just. It is going to be shocking, obviously, for them to just be like, what do you mean dad's just done this to you out of the blue? Like, a lot of people are going to be like that.
Well, yeah, because he told them.
But it's not even just telling them. You telling them, that even if he said nothing to them and you went, I need to tell you that dad raped me, it would still be a fucking like, what the fuck? Of course it would be. And then if you went to him and he was like, no, I didn't do this, like, it would be, you know what I mean? It's going to be a conflict for the kids.
Though, because he told them first. So they came to me and asked me. That is the only reason that there was any discussion.
But it's, again, Vicious Vickers, 100% guilty of saying some nasty shit, 0% guilty of rape or physical abuse. And again, yeah, again, a guy who's going to be accused of something like that will probably come out with the same nasty shit. Yeah, it's going to happen.
Fucking care?
I know. It's just perspectives. It's just two perspectives.
Do you think that I've got when it was raped, dog?
Say again, sorry. Say again. I don't know if if it's breaking up, but if you want to say it again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said, how much vicious shit do you think that I want to say when he's the one that raped me?
No, I understand that, and that's what I'm saying. So the two perspectives, and you've got to understand this. Your perspective is that you're saying he totally raped her, and his is like, that didn't happen, she's crazy, obviously. Now, you've got your kids who are like, they don't even see them dead dad going to that level of doing this. These are the elder kids as well, and you're like, I can't believe that they won't believe me, right? And it's not that they don't, it's just that they don't understand where this has just randomly come from. All these years, but he just decided to do this now, and it just, why now?
Okay, that's... Okay, but you don't understand. Do you understand the denouement there where he's stealing money from our clients? And there is some other stuff that, again, I'm absolutely not going to talk about because because it's not fair to other pieces of this puzzle. I'm not going to talk about that, but I'm telling you, Matt completely lost his fucking mind. Do you understand he has 2 girlfriends?
I mean, I don't really care if he does.
3?
Possibly 3.
No,
I mean,
you should.
Why?
You should. You know why? Because he had those girlfriends. He wanted those girlfriends as part of our marriage.
Oh, okay.
You heard him on the good. Hold on, listen. You heard him on the good, the bad, and the vicious. He never believed that way before.
But again, so what you're telling me is that
that is why I'm telling you.
Stop, Ariana, just hear yourself though, man. You've got to understand this from everyone else's perspective as well. Just take a step back and think. You've just come onto a show now and said that a guy who tried to rape you also actually doesn't even need to do anything with you because he actually has 2 to 3 other girlfriends that he wanted to bring into the relationship, and he could have just, I guess, gone off and been with them at any point.
I know you're not dumb enough to think that rape is about sex.
I mean, I guess I get. So what, he was just doing this to control you, which didn't work. I mean, usually people would kill in a situation like that as well. It's usually rape can lead to murder as well. Like I know there's nuances to it, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are, but I mean, you're adding extra things in here. Like he's got, you're adding in, he's got 3 other women he wants to sleep with, but I guess because you won't introduce them into the marriage, he raped you because of that or something? Like, what was the motivation for him to just rape you? Do you know what I mean? What was the motivation for him? Was it just you had an argument one night and he just decided to do this? Like, again,
I'm not going to go through.
I know you don't. I know you don't want to go through this and stuff. But at the same time, no one understands anything that's happened here. It's just you were both in a room together. No one else was there. And then your testimony is he totally raped you. His is that you isn't. And then you went and reported this. If you say no, then okay, that's fine. I'm wrong. But you said you were both in a room alone. No one else is there. Was anyone else there to witness this? I don't think there were there?
No, in the room. But I'm telling you, you're asking me about motivation. There was motivation.
Right.
I'm not going to go through what it was.
Okay. That's fine. If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. It's just, again, like I say, that helps people when they at least know what a motive would be as well, just because it's just trying to understand the scenario here.
Okay. There are certain things I don't think that are reasonable to ask me.
So I'm not letting her release shit for Ralph and our private talking to parents out because I have no fucking clue what she's referring to because she's never shared her emails with Ralph as me. She's never forwarded me any of the emails, and when I asked her and Ralph to do so, they both refused and claimed privacy. It's not crazy for me to not want messages that don't even know are referencing or what info is contained in them when they couldn't even they couldn't even show me their private messages without my custody case. And again, I'm not angry at you, Cargo, just frustrated. Yeah, it's fine.
No, she never asked me for any emails. Her dad did.
Right. On her behalf.
And I'm dealing with somebody who is in a very nasty divorce with me, who assaulted me, with stolen money from people. No, I'm not giving him emails.
Okay. Again, I'm just getting messages sent through here from, I guess this is a family chat, I assume this is. I don't know. I think this is all. I think some of these are public anyway. How the abuse survivor talks to her daughter, who she knows went through DV. I mean, it doesn't really matter. This doesn't do anything for me. See, this is the thing is that people always argue on fucking emotion, and it's not about emotion. It's about what you can fucking show. It's not about this. It's like I'm not trying to take sides on this. I'm just trying to find out who's telling the truth. And I've got 3 versus 1. I've got 3 people saying the same story and 1 person saying another. That's all I've got right now. And everyone's showing me DMs, but no one's showing me fucking anything really, right? And it's just at this point in time. time, the only thing I would say would show fucking anything, really, is if you actually have that message from Ralph and this and the other, and Faith says, yeah, that's okay to show. But it's like, but Faith's like, well, I don't want to give any permission. It's for the one message. So I'm going to try and whittle it down to that with Faith and see if I can get her to agree so that you can show this one message from Ralph where he has said, here's what Faith has said, and apparently there's a that's it. Right. And if that, hopefully with a date on it, right? So we can work with a date too. And then that will tell me if that's happened, because if that's real, then that means that Faith must have told Ralph for Ralph to get to that point of saying this. Whereas if Ralph has sent you a message from when Faith was fucking looping off her head when she was claiming all sorts of different people were raping and shit like that, then that doesn't lead to anything, right? Right. And you're saying this isn't. So there you go. Look. One second of Ralph.
And talk about being unmedicated.
About 1 second.
Somebody who can't say happy birthday, Grandma.
1 second. So I'm saying to her, I said, look, if you allow her to show this one message specifically of Ralph saying you told him about your mum's accusation against your dad with a screenshot of you saying this to Ralph and a date, that's all that's being requested. And if this never happened, there's nothing. Like that's it. If anything else is shown, because obviously if anything else is shown, Faith is well within her rights, because if it's not the message Ralph sent with that thing, which is being very specified right now, then obviously that would be completely separate. But if that's what you're saying is just a Ralph message with a date on it, and Ralph saying, here's what Faith has said, you know, and Faith has said basically that, you know, you've accused Matt of this, then that would show that Ralph has said to you that thing. Because again, we've not heard this from Ralph that it was Faith that said this to him. Who knows? Ralph could go live tonight and he'd be like, fuck you, Carl, that's right. Faith told me everything. Who knows? Maybe he'll drop it himself. He don't give a shit. He lives in Mexico, right? Ralph could technically show this picture. He could. Ralph could technically show this picture and prove that Faith said this to him. He could do that. Yeah, 100%. There's no legal stuff stopping Ralph. Yeah, she said she's not talking to you. Obviously, she's violated order. But what you can do is, if you want to send that screenshot to Mr. Vickers.
No way. No.
Yeah, no. Wait, 1 second. 1 second.
There's no reason that it has to.
I know, right? I agree with that.
If you just posted all those
I'm not even showing this publicly. I'm sending it to her. It's like I won't even show it publicly. I just want to see what if what she's saying has, you know, if she has a receipt, basically.
Yeah, no, because she wants it to go through Daddy.
That's all I'm here for.
She wants counsel.
Okay, yeah, cool. So if you want to send that through to me, she said that's okay, and I'll send this through to her. So you can send it to me, I will send it to her. It will stay private as well, so what's known. So, but you've got again. This is without contacting her. Without contacting her. That's it. So just send it to me without contacting her. And she's asking me to send it to her, so I can send it to her because she's requesting that.
Okay, I don't have any problem with it.
Okay, cool. I'll send you a message right now because I can DM you here. Message. Hello on literally on Discord. If you want to send it through Discord, the image or the screenshot, then I can confirm if this is real. That's all I'm going to do is confirm it. I'm not going to show it on screen. I will confirm if this is real or not, and I will also, as has been requested, I'll send a copy to Faith. And she doesn't want to be in contact with this because it's so against the order. Yeah, it is. Of course it is. This whole thing is technically against the order because it just is. But it's the only, like it or not, the order's like it or not, from my perspective, I understand why the order's in place, but it's also bullshit because it also stops people actually being able to show stuff and be real about it. It's just stupid. And it's like you're waiting for the order to happen.
And I want it to be clear. She has dramatically violated that mutual stay away order. Do you know who will not go to court and file contempt over it?
I know you.
It's me. Because you know all of the court cases, you know all of that stuff that has been on Matt's instigation.
Look, like I say, you work on that screenshot to send through to me of Ralph actually saying this to you with the screenshot of Faith, and send that to me privately on Discord here, because I've sent you a hello on there. That's a private message. If you send those through to me, I will confirm what's there. Because if that's what's happened, I'm only going to confirm it. There's nothing in this from my point of view either way. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to confirm either way what's going on.
Yeah, give me just 1 second, because it's in my...
Don't work on a screenshot. Just yeah, I know. You go on your phone, take a screenshot. I know the mood's laughing. He's just acting like don't work on it in Photoshop, right? Just a joke. It's a joke. It's just like I say. If it's what you said is there, it's there, right? And if you send that through, because obviously if Ralph sent you a screenshot, that'll be a one picture you can literally download, send through. If you take a screenshot then of his message saying that, and if you can get a date on there, that'd be awesome, obviously.
No, I was going to send the screenshot itself. I wasn't going to take a screenshot of the screenshot. Not that boomer.
Okay, yeah. Again, sending me a screenshot of Faith's message, the one that was sent from Ralph, is fine, but I also do want to see Ralph messaging you to say this was said. Do you know what I mean? That message from Ralph saying this is what she said, because that's okay, because that just confirms to me that Ralph did say this to you based on what Faith had said to him. That's all I need to confirm, right? And if that hasn't happened, then that hasn't happened. And if I have a date for it, that really allows us to pinpoint on a date as well. Bear with me. I'm going to chat. I'm just going to go for a quick smoke break. I will be back, right? I promise you. I give Ariana a second, obviously, to get this sorted out. But I will be back. I'm not even going to play music, like I say. It's just open here. I'll play a little bit of music. I'll play a short song, okay? And I'll be back in a moment. So I'm going to mute myself. I'll mute Ariana, and then we'll be back, okay?
Hear that rumble. Hear that rumble, yeah.
Run for them life. When I step into the jungle, say they wanna group up. They better move up, never gonna win a Royal Rumble. But when I come through, you know what I love to. I send shots for your team and leader. I make a witness decide to vacate. The war's getting sweet just like a Ribena. Yo, listen, you hear that? Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Yo, listen, you hear that? Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle.
Hear that rumble.
Yeah, that over, smell the aroma. Them done dead a really long time when I ramp when the skinny couldn't wake from a coma. Listen, yeah, that shots get fired in the wars, right? For the swing like it is in a miss. Nothing ain't crisp when it end up in the jungle. Yo, listen, yeah, that killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Yo, listen, yeah, that killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Jungle, a jungle, a jungle.
Okay, my phone's back in. Ariana, you still there, yeah?
Yep, I'm just trying to hope my earbuds don't die.
No, yeah, no worries. Have you been able to sort out the screenshot there? Because if you can, just send it through. And again, it's just so I can confirm this, because the thing is if this comes through and what you're saying is correct, this does add, obviously this adds a lot of credibility to you, at least to I can't say all of your story, but at least to the part about how it didn't come from you. You didn't run to Ralph. This was, something that you'd said to Ralph as a reaction to what had been said to him, which I can understand that, right? At that point, it sounds a lot different from you just ran to him. And that's what I'm trying to say. That would change that factor in this.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through.
No worries. No worries.
As you can imagine, there's quite a few.
Yeah, but there's tons. Of course there are. It's done over the years and stuff like that too. It's just, but so I guess if you're going, is this just your messages with Ralph that you're going through?
It's all my screenshots.
Oh, your screenshots. Okay, that's fair. Oh gosh. Someone's saying that you gave.
I'm trying to...
Actually, that is a point. Actually, did you donate to Ralph's Give Send Go at some point?
No.
Did you not have something? Wasn't there an $150 donation?
I had one because I had to have major surgery in February.
Oh, that was the one, and he gave you 150.
Yeah, and Matt left us destitute.
Yeah, and then Ralph obviously supported that. Okay, I remember now. I'm remembering now. Yeah, you missed the eclipse. Yeah, that was earlier. Xenoman said, "There you go, fun times, right?" So she gave Piggy. Well, I don't know where this is coming from. When did she give him 150? I do remember there was a Give Send Go, but that was Ariana's, if I'm not wrong. And it was Ralph that gave money to Ariana.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I didn't have $150 to give anybody.
Yeah, I'm trying to think now because I'm trying to think when she gave.
Yeah, no, I did
saying this.
Donation.
Say again, sorry.
I returned his donation.
Well, there you go. I know. All I know is he donated, but if you've returned that as well, and I think people are getting confused with that when they're saying this as well, where they're saying that you gave it to Ralph. I think it's the other way around.
No, it was just returned the donation.
1 second.
I really am standing here trying hard to get through this as quick as I can.
That was for child support. Ralph sent 150 to Faith instead of 800. That's all that is. Okay, that's what people are talking about, I guess. I don't know. I think people are just getting confused with this. But yeah, I know Ralph's done that before, obviously, where he only sends a partial amount of the child support through Fazenda. So
yeah, and again, I think it's worth noting to my two children, since they can hear me right now, it is really messed up that you can send a happy birthday grandma text on her birthday. She's 89 years old, and you guys are going to let her die without saying anything to her.
Again, I think this is just when it comes down to family rifts. I mean, I've obviously got them in my own family and stuff like that. I don't think I'll be seeing my two brothers when they die. I don't really give a shit if they do. Like, obviously after the accusations, but that's family rifts, isn't it? So, so yeah. What was it? I think I'm hearing two things. But I've any luck with the screenshots at all?
I'm still working on it. I promise.
Do not worry about it. Do not worry about it. Like I say, it's
again.
That, like, if you've got
bad, I don't know anything.
Again, it's just, again, from my point of view, it's just, I'll hear out people's sides of the story. That's fine, but I can hear both sides of the story. But when people are sending me screenshots and actual receipts and stuff that's been said and back and forth that have happened and family chats and stuff, like, obviously I'm going to go with the person who's sending me actual receipts versus just testimony. It's just how it is. Because people can do testimony all day, and it's just that's the unfortunate thing about it is people can do testimony. People can it can be real, but it can also be acted as real. That's the issue with testimony. But yeah, it's just I'm just going through these to see if I'm missing anything from here.
Let's see.
Get you a because there was an apology that you sent in messages here, which again I'll just put it on screen. because again, this is a lot of stuff's been come through from Faith too. So it says, along with 5 kids, was she planning on trying to take my custody completely away? She's never have been able to. I think that's Faith. You say thanks, Matt, and then clearly wrong thread, and apologize for that. Just trying to wrap my head around stuff. And then you said to Faith, like apologizing for leaving them in a toxic environment when even Faith at 16 to 17 said you were emotionally abusive to me. And then I'm trying to see this because there's it says Papa Bunny. I guess that's actually, I think, is this? Oh, it's Team Vickers. Sorry, that's what
Papa Bunny is her nickname.
Yeah, that's obviously going to be Vickers. Yeah. So I'll switch to private convo and not double down here. Obviously, it was an accident, me posting that here, and I apologize. And you said, and thanks, Faith, for Ethan for still not learning how destructive gossip is. I guess that's in the family group. Is that him apologizing after the shit that kicked off? I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. No, because what happened that night was Pat took the kids and just took off. Wouldn't tell me where he was going or for how long. Told the kids, "Oh, your mom is chasing us. She's crazy and dangerous." I went over to my mom's. I was, yes, pretty upset because he just took my kids and left. And Faith was. I know.
I've talked to him about it. I know
everything I said to my mom to Matt and making everything worse. So yes, I told my kids repeatedly to stop gossiping. I think that's a pretty normal thing for a parent to teach a kid is not to gossip.
From Matt's point of view, I'm pretty sure he said something like he just took them to Walmart or something like that. So it like, do you know what I mean? Like
a liar.
Again, it's
he would not.
Again,
I'm
just saying again what he said, but again, he could be lying. You could be like, again, I'm just saying what both of you have said. So both things are in perspective for people as we go through this. That's all it is. So I'm not even trying to take sides here. I'm just trying to show perspectives. Like I say, there's your son Ethan, there's your daughter Faith, and there is Matt that are basically sticking to the same story. It seems, right? You've obviously said the reason why Faith's like that is because she's BPD. You said Matt's like this because he's a bad guy, he's evil, he's crazy, he's psycho, whatever. And then you said that Ethan's like this because it was his schizophrenic girlfriend, but also Matt has control over him in some sort of psychological control over him. Is that right?
No. Matt's manipulative because he's a narcissist.
So he has some sort of psychological. That's psychological control. It's the same thing. It's manipulative. He's manipulating him psychologically, I assume, right? Yeah, so it's the same thing. Right. So again, like, this is the issue here, because we could sit here and go, look, Ethan, you're listening to the show, right? I think he's left now. I think he's just messaging me about it. But when he was listening to the show, he could have been like, you know what, my mum's right here. It's my dad who's been like, and it's just the fact that he doesn't turn around and say that in chat, and he seems to be still okay with your dad. But again, that's the manipulative thing of him to I don't get that. That just, it seems a reach, but again, it's not beyond the realms of possibility that for some reason I don't know that I don't know, right? It's not beyond the realms of possibility, but I just find it a bit crazy from my point of view that this initially started with you saying that the reason why he went with the mutual order was because of his crazy girlfriend, but now it's carried on because the manipulation of Matt. Do you see what I mean?
Okay, and I, again,
it just seems like unless he makes a decision that he's talking to you again to actually separate the mutual, which again, as I said to you, you said that obviously there was money exchange and it's not as it seems, and I'm like, but if he actually felt differently, he would have dropped that mutual by now. You could mutually agree to drop that between the two of you, and that could actually get solved from a perspective, right?
Yep.
But the fact that that's not happened, and the fact that he continues to keep that mutual in place, that's the bit that obviously still makes me think, why? And you're just saying, oh, it's manipulation of Matt, and I'm like, he's a 21-year-old guy with his own life. You know what I mean? Like, it's
keep in mind too. Matt is so manipulative that he stole all that money from our clients.
But again,
you have loyalty to him are not going to be easy to manipulate or to lie to them about me. Look what he did when he got in here and lied to everybody about why we got divorced. He lied right from the beginning to everybody, including you.
That's fine if that's why it happened. But at the time, as far as I knew, that's I think when it came to the divorce initially, because I still remember this. I'm sure you two were still on good terms during the divorce because you were both in chat.
Yeah.
And obviously Ralph was like, "Oh, you're getting divorced," and you were like, "Yeah, no, but we've had to do this to obviously to be financially stable because it was all about keeping the house or something at a time." But obviously that didn't work out as you've said. So, but apparently there was like a whole thing to try and save you. It was the whole thing was so that he could declare himself as bankrupt, but it wouldn't affect you by being married to him.
You know, I could send you this text where he says that I'm like ribeye and his current girlfriend is like McDonald's burgers.
Okay. Has he sent this to you after after you guys have broken up?
Nope.
Okay. You can send that through, so that because I'll put it on screen if you want to.
Oh, and then when he went to court and committed perjury, yeah, that was fun.
I mean, from Ralph's perspective, I should have been kicked out of the courtroom for having my hound, so so can't follow that legal etiquette. But again, if you didn't get hit for perjury, I guess that means he did. You know.
Yeah, no, my attorney explained to him that basically we were holding it so that if when we went into court that he was going to, specifically what my attorney told him is, I'm going to make fucking sure that court knows that you perjured yourself.
Okay, and do they know now? Is it actually a thing that?
Well, no, because we didn't end up going into court after that because I don't have any money for an attorney because Matt left us destitute.
Okay, fair enough. Like I say, I know I'm trying to honestly, I'm just trying to figure this out beyond, because obviously what you're saying to me, I can hear what you're saying, but it's just like I know people at home, even as they're listening to this, it's just a testimony. But again, if you want to drop that screenshot of him saying the thing about his girlfriend, I guess this is while you were together, right? And if you, and again, the stuff with the Ralph message to you. Like, I'll put these on screen. I will. Like, it's not that I won't. Again, people, I'm all I'm doing here, and this is why people hate me, is because I'm listening to what you're saying, but I'm also telling you the narrative that's been said by the other side. And no one likes the narrative of the other side because it's the complete antithesis to what they're saying, right? So you will get emotional about that. Plus, you're bringing up actual emotional stuff, so it's going to be pretty emotional, right? But this is how I cut through this shit to find out what's going on, because I can tell you what they're saying. And then that's what I'm trying to find out. So it's like, because I can hear what you're saying to me, and I'm like, well, I've heard this, and you're like, oh, well, that's just a lie. And I'm like, right, but they're just going to tell me that what you're saying is a lie. So it just, you know what I mean? So I understand what you're saying to me, and I'm okay to take, but I can compartmentalize both of your stories. That's how I work, right? So I can compartmentalize both of your stories and fit them together to see where it fits. And even when it comes to the stuff with the stealing off the customers, the bullying and stuff like that, I'd love to see the papers on that, because I honestly thought this was to do with, and I'm just going to be as real as I can, I thought this was to do with the brother and situation, because allegedly the brother had been stealing from the store, and that obviously led to you having to deal with the fact that stock had been gone, like he'd gone and sold this elsewhere. So he'd obviously fucked off, or he'd been fired, or whatever happened in that situation. But it's obviously left with Matt having to pick up the fucking pieces of his like stuff that's obviously from his customers, his suppliers, whatever you want to say, being stolen essentially, which would make sense then to the what happened in court.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I would have, and you know me, Cog. You know, if that's what had happened, I would have stuck by his side every single second of the way, because that was my money too.
No,
that was my business too.
I understand what you're saying to me.
I left would show you that is not what happened.
Yeah. If you've got evidence that that's not what happened, if you've even got a message of him just saying to you that he did do this and it wasn't something like that, that's evidence on its own. Do you know what I mean? These things are actual evidence that you can put forward and go, here's him actually saying this to me, if he ever sent it to you in a message, which I don't think he did. You said, I think you only said he said this to you in personally, like in talk. So, which obviously you're not going to record.
We started to talk about it a few times, and he said, we're not going to talk about it on here. Because he didn't want me to have evidence that the police could, subpoena my phone or take my phone.
Okay. I see where you're coming from. Like I said, this is the thing. It's not like it's not like I'm doubting your story at all. It's again, the only thing that I say that stands against you from my own personal perspective is literally 3 versus 1. So it's Faith, Vickers, and obviously even Ethan, and that's what, like, you know, they're obviously your grown-up kids as well. That's what's telling me. But at the same time, because obviously I've got 3 people saying the same story to me as well. I've seen obviously random screenshots from group chats and stuff, and I'm sure you've got your own screenshots, right? Which I'm sure have not been shown to me, which is why I'll only, that's how people usually do stuff, right? So I can understand that perspective, and I'm not trying to sit here and close you off in any way, shape, or form. From my point of view, I'd rather you and fucking Vickers just had it out on the show, both of you, just you and Matt had it out on the show, because I'm sure if you're saying stuff to him that's not real. I know how Matt is, so he might try and get under your skin with it, which can happen, which is, it's not what I want to happen. I just want to, and again, I don't want you to have to go against someone who you've said has raped you as well. You don't want that happening either, right? So
he said he has panic attack whenever he sees her talk to me. So unfortunately that can't happen. I'd be willing to do it, but
he has panic attacks when he sees you talking to me.
Yep.
When he's been in the chat, did you say he has panic attacks when he sees you talking to me?
No, when he sees me or talks.
When he sees you or talks to you, he has anxiety. I think it's cutting off. Yeah, I think. What's that? We'll try that again. So when he sees you, he has, and talks to you, he has anxiety. I think there's a signal issue on Ariana's end. She's still here on the Discord, so I'll wait to see if she says anything, obviously.